Hi guys, I'm making this video because I had a look online and there's no videos like this one showing how to conduct sea battles in Empire Total War. So none of what I'm doing here is based on real tactics, I don't think, but the fact of the matter is I'm no expert on how these things work. But as you can see at the moment, what I've got is I've got one 5th rate ship at the line, and all I'm doing is staying at extended range, firing chain shot to take out all the masts and sheeting sails. This battle is against two 5th rate ship at the line and a galleon. All three of them have forward firing cannons, so you won't come off scot-free on this battle because they will get the odd shot off on you. As you can see, there's holes in my sails from where they've been trying to take out my sails to slow me down. The fact of the matter is, as you can see, I'm doing a lot better because I'm getting broadsides on them. The game mechanic means that this is what happens. They don't get broadsides in. If you get too close, they sometimes will, but if you keep on turning side to side like I'm doing here, all that happens is you maximise your broadsides. One's firing while the other one's loading. You take out their sails and their masts really quickly, and the game mechanic just means that this works, and before you know it, they're not moving. What you really want is for the guys behind, like they are now, to overtake and come forwards. The problem is, game mechanic, the way it works is, if they all clump together like that, they get a sort of a morale boost from each other, and they're less likely to surrender and break. So that first 5th rate is routing now. If we take off the rest of his masts, he might actually surrender. The Spanish morale is quite low. And so as you can see, I've got it on full speed. This whole process will take less than 10 minutes, and that's the first one surrendered there. So now the other two are going to engage, and we'll just do the same thing to them, take out their masts, take out their sails, and then once they're dead in the water, we can, if they don't surrender, then we can start trying to pound them to make them surrender. So as you can see, masts are falling down, and all I'm doing is I'm staying at extended range, which in this circumstance means showing my backside to the enemy's forward-firing guns, which isn't ideal because getting shot in the backside on a warship is fairly disastrous. It's one of the weaker parts of the structure, and so the cannonballs just go down the entire length of the gunnery decks and cause all sorts of morale problems. And that's why they've made it so that if you get shot up the backside in this game, it causes morale problems. So it's something to try and avoid. So that's why turning nose through is good for two reasons. One, it reduces that morale impact, and two, it means you get a couple of shots off with your forward firing cannons in a 5th rate, which is what this is. It's an Admiral's 5th rate. So now as you can see, I've got one that's dead in the water, one that's annoyingly sticking next to the galleon, is annoyingly sticking next to the other two ships, therefore giving it a bit of a morale boost, causing it not to surrender. So what I need to do now is trying to get the two apart from each other, and so that's what I'm going to start doing now. Start positioning myself to do that. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just selecting cannonball, just because although I don't want to put too much damage into the hull, the cannonball will reduce the morale of the crew if I put a few shots of that into the enemy ship. Just talking about the setup for this, by the way, you want to be downwind. The reason being that as they approach you and you approach them, you want them to have their sails up so that you can take them out with your chain shot. So positioning wise, you want to be downwind for the start of this manoeuvre. Now obviously, so you can see I've got 46 cannons on board still. I think I started with 48. So those forward firing cannons of theirs have done some damage, but very little hull damage and very little sail damage, and yet I've already caused one of them to surrender, and the other two are almost dead in the water, and now I've just got to pick them off. Once this is over, I'll then have a galleon and two 5th rates added to my tally. I can take the money from the galleon, I could take the money from the 5th rates if I wanted, but I'll actually just add them to my fleet at this stage of the game, because effectively, by using this tactic, you can take the entire world with just 5th rates. 5th rate ship of the line like this is all you need. Admiral's 5th rate I think has slightly better morale, but whatever happens, you don't need anything more than a 5th rate. These 5th rates can take out almost anything. When you've got lots of sloops and brigs and 6th rates which don't have forward firing cannons, you come off completely without a scratch, and you don't need to pull into dock to get repairs. But when you're fighting against galleons and 5th rates like this, you will take some damage, but nothing that you know, coming out of this with 46 cannons still working, or 45 cannons still working, you can still go and do this another 2 or 3 times before you then need to drop into a port to get some repairs. The problem comes when they start getting the bomb catches, because bomb catches will defeat this tactic. When the bomb catches turn up, and the bomb catches won't turn up for a long time, you'll have pretty much world domination by the time they do, because just as with a dozens of these 5th rates, you can control the entire shipping lanes of the planet, therefore in Empire Total War control the whole game. But when the bomb catches do turn up, what you need to do is to get upwind, and the way that the mechanic in the game works is that the bomb catch will be offset from the rest of the fleet, and then you just do a high-speed flyby of the bomb catch, give it one broadside, and the thing will probably just blow up. And they never have more than one bomb catch, and once you've done that, then you can go on to this tactic. It's a bit more awkward, but it will work. And as I say, with just these 5th rates, you can control the whole world, and once you control the shipping in this game, you can easily control the rest of it. And then the land battles are the land battles. It's much more normal Total War side of things. But as you can see, and when I say you control the world with these 5th rates, what you want to do is have 5th rates positioned in all your trade areas to defend your trade ships. You want to have 5th rates in all the major oceans, so that you can just take out all the Spanish ports, and just continually destroying their ports means that they just don't get any income, they don't get any development, they don't get any new ships, and it makes the game eminently winnable, and you get hugely experienced admirals very quickly because they get nothing but heroic victories like this, and the game goes absolutely swimmingly. So that's the tactic to use. And as you can see, the galleon is now getting ready to surrender, and once the galleon surrenders, the 5th rate won't be very far behind, and that will be the end of it. Now you can do this with I mean, I think I've probably taken out with one 5th rate a fleet of like 12, 14 similar ships, because of the way I dominate the whole world doing this. The enemy fleets never get bigger than 4th rates. You don't end up having to do this against 1st rates, etc. And there you go. So that's the heroic victory. Hey guys, just making a short addendum to the video that I've posted, just to show what happens. Sometimes they do this thing where they just stop and they refuse to do anything but try and cross to T. It's just a game mechanic thing, and yeah, all you need to do is just get the front ship's sails shot. Once you've done that, then the ones behind will just come straight at you, which is obviously what we want to happen for us. I'm just getting rid of this little silly decal thing, and then I'll be able to continue taking the sails off the front ship. And as I say, once the front ship's taken down, then don't want to turn that way, then we're all good. Okay, so he's routing now.